Hey everyone, how's it going? I hope you're all having an amazing day. If you're a football fan, you're in the right place today. But even if you're not, stick around because what we're about to talk about is going to get you hooked. Today we're going to dive into an exciting comparison between four of the best football players the world has ever seen: Lionel Messi, Cristiano Ronaldo, Neymar, and Kylian Mbappé. Now, before we jump into it, I want to ask you to do me a favor. Watch this video till the end because we're going to break down who really stands out when we look at their skills, achievements, and even their personalities. Plus, I'd love to hear what you think, so make sure to drop your comments as we go. Are you ready? Let's go. All right, let's dive right into it. When you think about Lionel Messi, the first thing that probably comes to mind is his insane talent on the football field. But Messi wasn't always destined for greatness. In fact, his journey to becoming a football legend is one filled with hard work, perseverance, and overcoming incredible odds. Born in Rosario, Argentina, Messi's story starts off like many others. He was just a kid with a love for the game. He started playing football at a young age, and anyone who's seen Messi play knows that there's something magical about the way he moves on the field. But here's where his story takes a turn. Messi wasn't like other kids his age. While most of the children around him were growing taller and stronger, Messi was struggling with a serious growth hormone deficiency. This condition made it harder for him to grow physically, and it even threatened his dream of becoming a footballer. Imagine being told that your dreams might be out of reach because of something you can't control. That was Messi's reality. But here's the thing about Messi: he didn't give up. His passion for football was too strong. He was determined to make it, and he wasn't going to let anything, not even a medical condition, stop him. At just 13 years old, Messi left his home and moved to Barcelona to join their famed La Masia Academy. It was a huge step, and it came with its own challenges. Messi was leaving behind everything he knew, moving to a new country, and taking on a whole new level of pressure. But Messi was ready. The next few years were full of ups and downs. He faced challenges adjusting to a new life, a new culture, and new competition. But Messi's talent was undeniable. From the very beginning, coaches and teammates could see that he had something special. His speed, his ability to dribble past defenders, his vision, and his natural instincts on the field made him stand out. And little by little, he started climbing the ranks at Barcelona, proving everyone wrong and showing that no condition or obstacle could hold him back. And then came the breakthrough moment. At the age of 17, Messi made his debut for the Barcelona senior team. It was a moment that would change the course of football history. From that day on, Messi became a household name. He didn't just score goals, he created magic on the field. His dribbling was unlike anything anyone had ever seen. He would glide past defenders as if they weren't even there. And his vision of the game was simply otherworldly. He was able to pick out passes and make assists that left fans, players, and coaches alike speechless. Over the next few years, Messi's name became synonymous with success. He led Barcelona to countless victories, winning La Liga titles, Champions League trophies, and individual awards. Messi's ability to perform in big moments was unmatched. Whether it was a crucial goal in the final moments of a game or a stunning assist to secure a win, Messi always seemed to show up when his team needed him the most. One of the things that made Messi even more special was his humility. Despite his incredible success and fame, he remained grounded. Unlike many other football stars, Messi didn't crave the spotlight. He wasn't about the flashy lifestyle or the fame, he was all about the game. Even when he became one of the most famous athletes in the world, Messi kept his focus on what really mattered: football. His quiet, reserved nature only made him even more respected in the world of sports. But of course, Messi's story isn't just about his individual success. Messi was a true team player. He wasn't just focused on scoring goals for himself, he wanted to make his teammates better too. His assists, his vision on the field, and his ability to set up plays made everyone around him better. He wasn't just a player, he was a leader. Messi carried the weight of Barcelona on his shoulders, and he did so with grace and skill. And let's not forget the Ballon d'Or awards. Messi's dominance in football was recognized year after year, as he won the prestigious Ballon d'Or multiple times. The Ballon d'Or is awarded to the best player in the world, and Messi has earned that title more times than anyone else in history. He proved time and time again that he was the best player on the planet. However, Messi's story hasn't been without its challenges. For years, one of the biggest criticisms Messi faced was his inability to lead Argentina to a major international victory. Despite all of his success at the club level with Barcelona, Messi's Argentina team couldn't seem to capture that same magic. The 2014 World Cup was especially heartbreaking for Messi and the fans. Argentina made it all the way to the final, but Messi and his team fell short against Germany. That loss was a tough one for Messi, and for a moment it seemed like he might never win an international trophy. Many questioned whether Messi would ever be able to lead Argentina to victory on the world stage. But Messi, being the fighter he is, didn't let those setbacks define him. In 2021, after years of heartbreak and disappointment, Messi finally helped Argentina win the Copa America. It was a historic moment. Messi had done it. He had finally led his national team to glory. The relief and joy on his face after that victory were priceless. It was a moment of redemption for Messi, and it proved that even the greatest players can face challenges, but it's how they bounce back that defines them. Today, Messi is still considered one of the greatest players to ever step on a football field. His impact on the game is immeasurable. He's redefined what's possible in football, and his name will forever be linked to the sport. Messi is more than just a player, he's an icon, a legend, and an inspiration to millions of people around the world. Switch gears a bit and talk about Cristiano Ronaldo is a name that anyone who follows football, or even sports in general, knows. His talent on the field is simply unmatched, but his story goes far beyond that. He wasn't born into fame or luxury. Ronaldo's rise to greatness wasn't handed to him. It all started in Madeira, a small island off the coast of Portugal. Born into a humble family, Ronaldo didn't have much growing up. But what he did have was a dream, and a determination to turn that dream into reality. As a young boy, Ronaldo loved football. He'd play with his friends in the streets of Madeira, kicking a ball around, pretending to be one of the greats. But Ronaldo wasn't just playing for fun, he was obsessed with becoming better, faster, and stronger. He had a fire in him that most kids his age didn't have. But even though he had the talent, there were obstacles that he had to face. Growing up in a poor family, he didn't have the resources or the support that many of the other kids had. But that didn't stop him. In fact, it made him work even harder. At just 12 years old, Ronaldo left his family and moved to the mainland of Portugal to join Sporting CP, one of the country's top football academies. Can you imagine leaving your family at such a young age, moving to a completely new place with no guarantee of success? But Ronaldo was determined. He was willing to sacrifice everything for the chance to make his dream come true. And even though things were tough, he never let up. In the beginning, Ronaldo struggled to adapt. He was away from his family, living in a new place, and the competition was fierce. But he didn't let any of that hold him back. He worked harder than anyone else. His passion for football was contagious. The coaches saw his potential, and it wasn't long before he was moving up the ranks. But here's where the story gets interesting. Ronaldo wasn't just a player who relied on natural talent, he was a player who worked harder than anyone else. He would stay after practice, practicing his shots, improving his footwork, and making sure that he was always ready for whatever came next. While other players were resting, Ronaldo was pushing himself even further, and that work ethic started to pay off. By the time he was 16, Ronaldo was playing for Sporting's senior team. And let's just say he wasn't just any player, he was the player everyone was watching. That's when the big clubs started to take notice. In 2003, when Ronaldo was just 18 years old, one of the biggest football clubs in the world, Manchester United, came calling. They saw something special in Ronaldo, and they were willing to invest in him. But moving to Manchester United was a huge step. It was a whole new world for Ronaldo. A new country, a new team, and a whole new level of pressure. But Ronaldo was never the type to shy away from a challenge. In fact, he thrived on it. When he arrived at Manchester United, Ronaldo was a young, talented player, but he still had a lot to prove. He was fast, skilled, and had a killer instinct in front of goal. But he wasn't the finished product yet. The thing about Ronaldo is that he was never satisfied with just being good. He always wanted to be the best. At Manchester United, he learned from some of the greatest players in the world. And under the guidance of legendary coach Sir Alex Ferguson, Ronaldo grew even more. It didn't take long for Ronaldo to make his mark. In his first season, he became an important part of the team, contributing with goals and assists. But as the years went on, Ronaldo's game continued to improve. He was no longer just a player who could run fast and dribble past defenders. He was now a goal-scoring machine. His ability to read the game, his accuracy with free kicks, and his deadly shots on goal made him one of the best players in the world. By the time he was 23, Ronaldo had already won multiple trophies with Manchester United, including the Premier League and the Champions League. But Ronaldo's journey wasn't just about winning trophies, it was about proving that he was the best. In 2008, he won his first Ballon d'Or, the award given to the best player in the world. It was a huge moment in Ronaldo's career, and it showed the world that he had truly arrived. But despite all the success, Ronaldo wasn't satisfied. He knew that there was still more to accomplish, and he wanted to test himself even further. In 2009, Ronaldo made one of the biggest moves in football history when he transferred to Real Madrid for a then-record fee. It was a move that shocked the world, but for Ronaldo it was the next step in his journey. Real Madrid was one of the biggest clubs in the world, and Ronaldo knew that if he wanted to be remembered as the greatest, he had to win at the highest level. And when he did, Ronaldo's time at Real Madrid was nothing short of spectacular. He broke records, scored goals, and led the team to countless victories. He became the all-time top scorer for Real Madrid, and he won 4 more Ballon d'Ors during his time in Spain. But what truly made Ronaldo stand out during his time at Real Madrid was his ability to deliver in the biggest moments. Whether it was a crucial goal in the Champions League final or a late winner in a must-win game, Ronaldo was always the one you could count on. His time at Real Madrid was also defined by his fierce rivalry with Lionel Messi. For years, people have debated who the better player is, Ronaldo or Messi. Some say it's Ronaldo's power and physicality that make him the better player, while others argue that Messi's creativity and finesse give him the edge. But one thing is clear: Ronaldo and Messi pushed each other to new heights. Their rivalry was one of the best things to ever happen to football because it inspired them both to be better every single day. But even after all the success with Real Madrid, Ronaldo wasn't done yet. It was a move that surprised many, but it showed Ronaldo's hunger for new challenges. At Juventus, Ronaldo continued to perform at the highest level, and although he faced criticism at times, he proved that age was just a number. He remained one of the best players in the world, scoring goals and helping Juventus win trophies. But perhaps one of the most inspiring parts of Ronaldo's story is his drive to improve. Even as one of the most successful athletes in the world, Ronaldo is never satisfied. He's always working to get better, always looking for ways to improve his game. Whether it's his fitness, his technique, or his mentality, Ronaldo is constantly striving for perfection. Now, let's take a moment to reflect on the lessons we can learn from Ronaldo's journey. His story isn't just about football, it's about dedication, perseverance, and believing in yourself. Ronaldo didn't let his humble beginnings define him, and he didn't let the challenges he faced along the way stop him from achieving his dreams. Let's talk about Neymar da Silva Santos Jr., better known as Neymar Jr., wasn't always the superstar we know today. He didn't come from money, he wasn't born into a family with connections in the football world, and he didn't have an easy path to success. In fact, his journey is filled with obstacles, but it's also a story of determination, dreams, and working harder than anyone else. Neymar was born on February 5, 1992, in Mogi das Cruzes, a city in Brazil. He grew up in a middle-class family, where his father was a former footballer and his mother was a housewife. Neymar's love for football started at a very young age, and it's safe to say that his entire life has been shaped by the sport. Like many kids in Brazil, Neymar spent most of his childhood playing football in the streets, in the parks, and anywhere else he could find a ball. The streets of Brazil are where many football legends are born, and Neymar was no different. But what set Neymar apart from other kids was his natural ability. Even as a child, he was quicker, more skillful, and more creative than most other players. At just 11 years old, Neymar joined the youth academy of Santos Futebol Clube, one of the biggest and most prestigious football clubs in Brazil. But Neymar's talent wasn't just noticed by his coaches. It didn't take long for people to realize that this young boy had something special. By the time Neymar was just 14 years old, he was already impressing everyone around him with his skills. He had the speed, the flair, and the creativity that made him stand out from the crowd. But even though Neymar was showing promise, he still had a long way to go. Like most young players, he had to work hard every single day to improve his game. And that's where Neymar's story becomes truly inspiring. Neymar wasn't satisfied with just being good. He wanted to be the best. He would practice for hours, perfecting his dribbling, his shooting, and his ability to read the game. And even though he was still so young, Neymar was determined to make it big. He knew that the road ahead would be tough, but he wasn't afraid of the challenges. At the age of 17, Neymar's hard work finally paid off. He made his debut for the senior team at Santos, and from that moment on there was no turning back. Neymar quickly became the star player of the team. His dazzling footwork, quick pace, and creativity on the ball made him one of the most exciting players to watch. He wasn't just a goal scorer, he was a playmaker, a player who could turn a game around in an instant with one piece of magic. Neymar was already showing the world that he was something special, and people began to take notice. But as much as Neymar loved playing for Santos, he knew that if he wanted to take his career to the next level, he would have to leave Brazil and prove himself on the international stage. That opportunity came in 2013 when Neymar made the big decision to join FC Barcelona, one of the biggest football clubs in the world. The move to Barcelona was a huge step for Neymar. He was moving to a new country, joining one of the most famous teams in history, and competing with some of the best players in the world. But Neymar wasn't intimidated. In fact, he was ready for the challenge. When Neymar arrived in Barcelona, he was stepping into a team that was already loaded with talent. Players like Lionel Messi, Xavi, and Andres Iniesta were already legends at the club. But rather than feeling overwhelmed, Neymar embraced the challenge and immediately showed why he belonged. His first season in Barcelona was a huge success, as he contributed goals, assists, and an incredible amount of energy to the team. But the real magic happened when Neymar, Messi, and Luis Suarez formed a trio that would go down in history as one of the best attacking units in football. The MSN trio, Messi, Suarez, and Neymar, became unstoppable. Together, they helped Barcelona win count Barça trophies, including the Champions League, the Copa, and the Copa del Rey. Neymar was no longer just a promising talent, he was one of the best players in the world, and he had earned his place among football's elite. His style of play was electrifying, his dribbling was slick, his finishing was clinical, and his ability to create opportunities for his teammates was second to none. But even though Neymar was living the dream with Barcelona, his journey wasn't without its challenges. There were moments of doubt, there were tough losses, and there were critics who said Neymar wasn't yet as good as the likes of Messi and Cristiano Ronaldo. But Neymar didn't let any of that get to him. Instead, he used it as motivation to push even harder. In 2017, Neymar made another life-changing decision. He left Barcelona and moved to Paris Saint-Germain, PSG, for a world record transfer fee. The move raised a lot of eyebrows. People wondered why Neymar would leave a team as successful as Barcelona to join PSG. But Neymar had his reasons. He wanted to step out of the shadow of Messi and prove that he could be the leader of his own team. And that's exactly what he did. At PSG, Neymar became the face of the club. He was the star player, and he led the team to victory in the French League and many other competitions. His time in Paris was marked by breathtaking performances, dazzling goals, and unforgettable moments. Neymar proved to the world that he wasn't just a supporting player, he was a player who could carry a team to success. And let's not forget about Neymar's incredible contributions to the Brazilian national team. Neymar has been the face of Brazil for years, and his performances for his country have been nothing short of amazing. In 2013, he helped Brazil win the Confederations Cup, and in 2016, he led Brazil to an Olympic gold medal, a historic achievement for the country. Neymar has always been proud to represent Brazil, and he has given everything for his national team. One of the most inspiring things about Neymar is how he handles adversity. There have been plenty of moments where Neymar has faced criticism, whether it's for his style of play, his personality, or his injuries. But through it all, Neymar has remained true to himself. He's faced challenges head-on, and he's continued to push forward, proving that nothing can stop him from achieving greatness. What makes Neymar's story so inspiring is that he is a reminder that no matter where you come from, no matter the obstacles in your way, if you have a dream and you're willing to work for it, anything is possible. Neymar's journey is proof that success doesn't come overnight. It takes hard work, dedication, and an unwavering belief in yourself. Now, let's talk about Kylian Mbappé. Was born on December 20th, 1998, in Bondy, a suburb of Paris, France. He wasn't born into a rich family or into a famous footballing legacy, but that didn't stop him from dreaming big. From a young age, Kylian had one goal in mind. He wanted to become one of the best footballers in the world. And just like any big dream, it wasn't going to be easy. He didn't have everything handed to him on a silver platter. He had to fight for his place in the world, and that fight started from the very beginning. Growing up, Kylian wasn't just a good football player, he was a natural. He had speed, agility, and a passion for the game that was unmatched. But it wasn't just his skills on the field that made him stand out, it was his mindset. Kylian was always determined to be the best. He worked harder than anyone else, always pushing himself to improve. And even though he faced challenges, whether it was being overlooked by certain coaches or dealing with the pressure of living up to his own high expectations, he never gave up. From an early age, Kylian's talent was impossible to ignore. He played for local clubs and quickly rose through the ranks. But his big break came when he joined AS Monaco, one of the top football clubs in France. At just 16 years old, Kylian joined the Monaco youth team, and even though he was one of the youngest players on the squad, he made an immediate impact. His incredible pace, ball control, and football IQ made him stand out from the crowd. He quickly moved up to the senior team, and that's when the football world started to pay attention. It didn't take long for Kylian to make a name for himself in Monaco. In his first season with the senior team, he scored goals, assisted his teammates, and helped lead Monaco to the Ligue 1 title in 2017. That was a massive achievement, not just for the team but for Kylian himself. He was still just 18, and he had already won one of the top domestic leagues in the world. But that was just the beginning. As his performances continued to impress, bigger clubs started showing interest. And it wasn't long before one of the biggest football clubs in the world came calling: Paris Saint-Germain, or PSG. In 2017, at just 18 years old, Kylian Mbappé made the big move to PSG. The transfer was one of the biggest in French football history, and Kylian's arrival at PSG was seen as a huge statement. PSG had already signed Neymar, one of the world's biggest stars, and now they were adding Kylian to the mix. It was clear that PSG was building something special. But moving to PSG came with its own set of challenges. Kylian was joining a team full of big stars, and there was a lot of pressure on him to prove that he was worth the massive price tag. But just like he had done before, Kylian rose to the occasion. From the very start, Kylian showed PSG fans and the world that he wasn't just another talented player, he was a superstar in the making. He brought speed, excitement, and creativity to the team. His ability to beat defenders, his coolness in front of goal, and his overall football intelligence made him one of the best young players in the world. In his first season with PSG, Kylian won multiple trophies, including the Ligue 1 title, and was quickly becoming the face of the club. But what really set Kylian apart was his ability to deliver in the biggest moments. In the 2018 FIFA World Cup, Kylian Mbappé made history. At just 19 years old, he was already a key player for the French national team, and his performances in Russia were nothing short of spectacular. He scored crucial goals, including a goal in the final against Croatia, helping lead France to their second World Cup victory. Kylian became the youngest player since Pelé to score in a World Cup final, and his performances made him a global sensation. The world was watching, and Kylian had delivered. He was no longer just a talented young player, he was a world champion. After the World Cup, Kylian's stock was higher than ever. He had already won domestic trophies with PSG, and now he was a World Cup winner. But Kylian wasn't done yet. Even though he had already achieved so much at such a young age, he continued to push himself, working harder every day to improve. He wasn't satisfied with just being great, he wanted to be one of the best players in the history of the game. And to do that, he knew he had to keep evolving, keep learning, and keep challenging himself. As the years went on, Kylian continued to break records and achieve new heights. He won more Ligue 1 titles, domestic cups, and individual awards. He became PSG's main man, the player everyone relied on to score goals, create chances, and deliver in the most important moments. Kylian's style of play was electric. He was fast, fearless, and always looking to make an impact. But beyond his physical attributes, Kylian's mentality is what really sets him apart. He's not just a player who relies on his natural talent, he's a player who has worked tirelessly to improve every aspect of his game. But Kylian's journey hasn't been without its struggles. Even though he's had so much success, he's also faced criticism and pressure. People have questioned his consistency, and there have been moments when he's had to deal with injuries or tough losses. But what's inspiring about Kylian is his ability to bounce back from adversity. Whether he's recovering from an injury or responding to criticism, Kylian always comes back stronger. His resilience and determination are qualities that everyone can learn from. One of the most inspiring things about Kylian is that he hasn't let his success change who he is. He's still the same humble, hardworking player that he was when he first started out in Bondi. He never forgets where he came from, and he's always striving to give back to his community. Kylian is known for his charity work, and he's used his platform to help others, especially young people who dream of following in his footsteps. He's become a role model for millions of people around the world, showing that you can achieve greatness while staying grounded and true to your values. As we look at Kylian Mbappé's journey, there are so many lessons we can take away. His story is a testament to the power of hard work, perseverance, and self-belief. Kylian didn't just wake up one day and become a superstar. He worked tirelessly to get to where he is today. He faced challenges, dealt with setbacks, and had to prove himself over and over again. But through it all, he never gave up on his dreams. He kept pushing, kept improving, and kept working towards his goals. So, here's the million-dollar question. Who's the best among Messi, Ronaldo, Neymar, and Mbappé? Well, the answer really depends on what you value in a football player. Do you admire Messi's finesse and vision? Do you respect Ronaldo's dedication and leadership? Are you drawn to Neymar's creativity and flair? Or do you love Mbappé's pace and raw talent? Each one of these players brings something special to the table. Messi and Ronaldo are the established legends, with incredible records and countless trophies. Neymar and Mbappé represent the future of football, with the potential to become just as legendary as the two older stars. But here's the thing, it's not just about comparing them. It's about appreciating their different styles and what they each bring to the game. Football is a beautiful sport, and these four players have made it even more amazing for fans all over the world. Now, I want to ask you, who do you think is the best? Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Got a favorite celebrity? Drop their name in the comments and I'll make a video about them. And as we wrap up, I want you to take a moment to think about how these players inspire you. Whether it's their skill, their work ethic, or their love for the game, there's something here that can motivate you to chase your own dreams. Thanks for watching, and make sure to like the video if you enjoyed it. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell icon so you never miss out on amazing stories like this one. Take care, and I'll see you in the next video.